come here. Just come here. Just come here. Pre-Ramble.
Pre-Ramble time.
Pre-Ramble here.
Get your hot, fresh pre-Ramble. Okay, we went to New Orleans for Richard and I's 8th wedding anniversary this past weekend.
Indeed you did. And how was that?
When is the last time you spent hours in a car?
I feel like I just did that.
Colorado?
Like, how many hours? Because when I got Fish Boy,
Uh-huh.
remember 3 hours there,
Oh,
3
yeah.
hours back.
That's a long
So-
fucking drive.
Okay, then Christmas.
Okay. So it's an 8.5-hour drive to New Orleans. Yeah, it's a long one. We stopped in Shreveport on the way there for a nice little dinner.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's my ass or if it's my car, but I was in so much pain by the time we got to New Orleans. I was like, I'm fucking dying. Like,
Okay.
it hurt driving, it hurt passengering. Nothing felt good. When I got to the hotel room, I just like collapsed in the bed and I was like, this is where I'm going to be for the rest of the trip, I think.
Okay.
But luckily, I was well enough by the next day and some ibuprofen to walk around the city some. Have you been to New Orleans before?
Nope.
Yeah, I had never been either. It's a cool little city, dude. It's fun.
I mean, I know it's, Mardi Gras and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I did just get a TikTok the other day of a girl drunk on the streets, and she was chasing down a guy, and he's like, what do you want? And she's like, come here. Come here. And he's like, what do you want? What do you need from me? And she's like, just come here. Just come here. And they're like alone.
That's
like
creepy.
there is nobody on the street. And it's just this girl going, come here. And I'm like, I thought New Orleans would be busier than this.
Yeah, it
For
definitely
even
was...
3 a.m.
Oh man, yeah, it was bumping the whole time we were there. I mean, it is like Mardi Gras right now.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I thought that Mardi Gras was like a week in March, but Mardi Gras is like from January to March. Like it's 2 months of partying basically.
Okay, I'm
Like,
down for that.
Yeah, there's the one big parade, but then there's like a bunch of little stuff that happens throughout the other times too. So like we went on a couple of walking tours. We got some fucking beignets and they were delicious. Went to Cafe du Monde, which is like the spot to go, I guess. We went to this really cool restaurant that it's called Antoine's. They say on their website that they invented Oysters Rockefeller, but I just don't know if that's the truth.
Okay.
But they started the restaurant in 1840, which is
That's dope.
forever ago. That's a long ass time ago. And it's been owned by the same family the entire time. I was like,
Yeah,
that's cool
dope.
as hell. Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
So delicious place. Had a filet mignon Oscar, which is like filet mignon and then with a big lump of crab meat on top of it. And it was
Okay.
delightful. And I would recommend it. But so that was our anniversary dinner. But independently, Richard and I decided to plan different activities on our actual anniversary. And I
Okay.
guess we both decided, like, let's plan the fucking saddest day we possibly can. So
Alrighty.
I had planned the morning and then he planned the afternoon. So for the morning, we went on another walking tour. It was a Black History walking tour of the neighborhood Treme, which
Okay.
I've seen that neighborhood name before. It's spelled Treme, and there's like a little accent over one of the E's. I always thought it was called
Okay.
Treem. I've never said it out loud or heard it said out loud.
Yeah.
And I've never like known anything about it. I was just like, okay, historical neighborhood in New Orleans. Sounds good to me. Treme is like really historied. So our tour was 3 whole people. So me, Richard, and then another guy, and then the tour guide. And the tour guide, I expected like a Black History tour guide. I don't know, call me ignorant. I expected them to be Black, but they were not.
Yeah.
It was just this little white lady. And she even addressed that. She was like, I know that I'm not the one you expect to be giving a Black History tour of New Orleans, but I've lived here my whole life. And so like, I know a lot about the place, and trust me, like I have a lot of thoughts and opinions about it. So, and she did.
Okay.
And they were all good thoughts and opinions. I wasn't offended once during I was offended on behalf of the shit that happened to the people of New Orleans, but not, I wasn't white lady offended by anything.
Okay.
So the other guy that was on our tour was an Irishman, and he has been living in the States for 4 years. And we since it was just the 4 of us walking around the city for an hour and a half, we were just kind of like talking, shooting the shit and getting to know each other. The guy he moved here when after Trump's first whole
Yeah.
term because he was
Okay.
like, I see the way shit's going over there and I want to help fix it. So he came here to like study law and be like a lawyer for people here. And I was like, that's
Okay.
really cool shit. Are you sure? Like,
And then he went, by the way, you can't just help people.
like it's so bad here, guy. And he's like, I know it's been a really rough 4 years that I've been here, but like that's why I'm here. Like I wanna do stuff for you guys. And I was like, you should carry your passport on you at all times because these motherfuckers are out in the streets, and I don't care if you're white, you have a weird
Your
funny little
beard
man
is red
voice.
as hell, man. Yeah.
Yes. So please carry your papers. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I have them in my pocket. And he pulled out his passport. But
I thought you were gonna say he pulled out his little cauldron of gold coins, and then and then he goes,
I keep that
"I'm kidding,
motherfucking
but
thing
real."
on me. Yeah. He was a nice guy.
That's awesome though. Good on him. Like, what a fucking, I don't know, just like a savior guy. Like he's
I
just like,
know.
I'm just gonna go live alone and try to save people. Like, fuck this guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, he was very
Okay.
cool. And I told him at the end of the tour, like, because we talked a lot about like ICE and racism and
Yeah.
shit that's happening in America right now. And I was like, you don't have to stay. Like, shit is bad here. I get it. You're not a citizen, so like you can go home if you want to. And he's no, I'm like here to fight, and I'm gonna stay. So
Yeah.
very cool guy.
Very cool.
And have you ever heard the phrase second line?
No.
Okay. So in a separate history tour that we took, one that was kind of fun, it was a voodoo history tour of New Orleans.
That's cool.
It was very cool. Got to learn all about Marie Laveau and all that. And they talked a lot about like the funerary process because
Okay.
in New Orleans, whenever you go, I have so many things to tell you. I'm just like thinking of other things along the way. So whenever in New Orleans, like whenever somebody dies, there's a funeral procession, and they call when you're going to the funeral or to the graveyard to bury the person, you
Okay.
have the first line, which is like somber and just like typical funeration stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone's like crying and sad. And then you go there, you have the funeral, and then you have the second line, which is when you're coming away from the place, you're like, now it's a celebration of life and we're going to party and have a good time. We're drinking, we're having fun. So a second line traditionally started, I guess, with funerals, but it has been like expanded to kind of anything. So like a wedding can have a second line, a white girl bachelorette party can have a second line, which is kind of culturally insensitive probably, but they could.
Yeah.
So when we were doing our history tour, we actually saw a second line happening. And I don't know what it was for, but it was just like people fucking partying and dancing in the streets, and they were all just like doing a conga line and shit. And it was really awesome to be like doing an actual active tour of the city, and then like the history is happening right in front of you, and it's not staged or anything. Like this is going on right now. And so we stopped and watched it for a little bit, and it was just like, what a fucking cool experience. I'm here in New Orleans with a native New Orleanian and an Irish lawyer, and we're just like watching this parade happen for no reason.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But the other thing I wanted to tell you about before the sad anniversary, so voodoo dolls, this was on the voodoo tour. Do you know what the voodoo doll like originated as?
No.
Okay. So there's like some long history about it that I won't like get fully into because I'm going to get the facts wrong. But there's basically way back in the day when like pharmacy started to become a thing, there were regulations put in place to kind of prevent people, I guess like Black women really, to prevent them from getting invested in pharmacy and like becoming, a pharmacist or whatever. So like the white man wanted to control like, here's actual medicine that we're going to give to you and whatever. But like Marie Laveau and other voodoo priestesses and whatnot, they had like quote unquote potions. So you have a weird thing on your foot. Okay, we're going to give you like a potion for that, which is going to be like a lotion with some herbs in it or whatever, which naturally is like good medicine. Or you have a cough, we'll give you some mentholatum and that'll help. And the way that they kept track of that stuff, because they couldn't treat it as an actual pharmacy, instead of writing stuff down, because a lot of them couldn't read or write, they had like little dolls And in order to keep track of the patient, they would ask, like, if I ask you, what are you coming in for today? You have a cough. Okay, I'm going to take this pin and I'm going to put it in the chest because you have a chest cold. And that way I'll
Okay.
remember next time you come back. So we'll put that doll on the shelf, remember where your doll is. And next time you come back, we can talk about it some more. So you're like, okay, my cold is
Okay.
gone. So you go, we'll take the doll back down. We'll take the pin out of the chest. What's going on with you today? You got a headache? Okay, we'll put a pin in the head. And then just like, they put a pin in it, you know?
That's their chart.
That's their
Okay.
medical chart. It's one of the first like recorded ways that human beings did medical charts.
Okay.
That's fucking cool shit, dude. I had no idea. I thought
Yeah.
voodoo dolls were just like, like I hate this guy. I want him to have a heart attack, pin in the heart. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know at all that they were doing medicine with them. Like, that's really cool to me.
That's probably how we like Hollywooded it or
Yeah.
something, like that's probably the way we spun it
Yeah.
to make it seem bad.
Exactly. Like,
You know?
they're casting spells and doing potions.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's totally worth looking into. Like, I'm going to go on a wiki rabbit hole just
Yeah.
researching voodoo dolls and stuff because that was totally fascinating to me.
Okay.
So back on the Black History Tour, we
Yeah.
walked by, not even just walked by, we made a point to stop at this grave site that they had. It was like the grave of the unknown slave, which there's
Okay.
the grave of the unknown soldier is pretty famous, I think.
Yeah.
It's just like a tribute to like, here's, a tribute to all the soldiers that were lost at war that we just couldn't find or don't know or didn't have dog
Yeah.
tags or whatever. But the tomb of the unknown slave, my fucking God, there's like actual slaves buried there. And the marker itself is like a huge metal cross and it's tilted on its side. So it's like one of the arms is in the ground and then the bottom is in the ground. And
Okay.
the cross is made up of huge chains that they would have like chained the slaves up in as they're coming across in the boats.
Yeah.
And then hung off of the chains are additional chains like manacles and stuff that they would have on their arms and whatever. And
Yeah.
like a boat anchor. And it was just like really so fucking heavy. And I just like started bawling when we got there and she was talking about it. And she's like, yeah, this is a sad place. And like, if you want to take some time, I'll leave you and you can just like leave whenever you're ready. So yeah, I sat there and cried for a minute with it. And
Yeah.
the Irishman cried with me. It was just a really, really sad place. Very heavy.
Yeah.
So that was the first half of our anniversary. And then for the second half,
Okay.
Richard had planned a World War II museum tour. So
Cool.
yeah, I was like, why is there even a World War II museum in Louisiana? But apparently they helped build like a bunch of boats and stuff. So they're like, yeah.
Well, did you know that right here in Princeton was a POW camp, and I can see
Really?
it from my fucking house. So we
Oh
kept prisoners of war
God.
10 fucking miles from where I'm sitting right now.
Jeez. That's wild, man. Yeah, I knew I was going to like not have a good time in the World War II tour, obviously, but man, I hate how it's just looking in a mirror, like
Oh, yeah.
seeing the political environment today and then being like, and then here's the Nazis. Look what they were doing. They were putting people that were foreigners in camps and they were like ripping children away from their families in the night and even in broad daylight. And
Did you hear of the one today?
no, what happened today?
Where they used a child as
oh my
bait
God,
to
yes.
get his dad?
Fucking horrible.
To which then the guy from Minneapolis or whatever was like, by the way, they came in all the channels that they were told to come in through. And we have all that right here.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they did the thing the way you said, and you used this child as bait.
It's just really hard to be in America right now.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a
It's-
white person who doesn't have any like daily danger, I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
to watch it happen and to feel helpless and, do small activism in the ways that I can. But I feel like all of us should be out protesting in the streets at all times. And it just isn't feasible for the size of our nation and the way that
Yeah.
our jobs operate. Because if I don't work, I don't get paid and I don't get health care. So
Yeah.
anyway, the World War II Museum was really fucking horrible. Like, it was great. I've never had an experience where I went to a museum and got a paid tour guide. Like usually we just go to a museum and
Oh,
wander
that's cool.
around.
Okay.
Yeah, like we had like a guy who, it was a pretty sizable group. There were probably like 15 of us, and he just like led us all through the museum and was like, and here's this, and he like talk about stuff. It's totally a different experience, and I feel like I got more out of the museum with a tour guide than I would have just like wandering around reading the plaques, because
Yeah.
like I could do that all day, you know, but this guy is here telling me why it matters and like interesting facts that aren't on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was very cool. But it was also extremely sad. Like I held it together when we were going through like the like Asian parts of the war until the very end when we talked about the atom bombs, and he's like, here's Hiroshima, and they had a fucking vase, this like little Japanese porcelain vase, and one side of it is like perfectly clean and good, and then the other side was the side that was facing the bomb that fell, so it's just like
Yeah.
blackened, and it's
Yeah.
so crazy. Like I get sick whenever I think about the atom bombs and what we did. It makes me
Have you ever seen the video of the guy proving that radiation can like cast a shadow? So he's like holding out his arm against stuff, and then he removes his arm, but the shadow's still there.
Oh my god.
Like it just like burns that shape into the wall.
It's so scary, man.
It's wild shit, dude.
Yeah. And then
I
after
don't
that,
like
we
any of that
went-
stuff.
No, yeah.
And then you went, let's get some fatty foods.
Yeah. Really, really needed like cake after that. But yeah, the back half of the tour was all like the German stuff. And like the
Yeah.
second we got down into that area, I started fucking sobbing because I can't
Yeah.
I can't keep it together when we talk about Hitler. Like knowing what my grandparents went through over there, like as Germans, even like they weren't Jewish, they weren't in danger,
Yeah.
but they were still civilians. And so many casualties in the war are not the soldiers on the front lines. It's the civilians who are just getting bombed for no fucking reason at all. Like it's the people that are just trying to live their lives and go to work and raise children and do whatever. And they're having their whole lives disrupted because what? Because somebody didn't like somebody else's God.
Did you watch Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It's a tough watch.
That's just
dude.
all I think about.
It's a good movie, very good movie, and I recommend it
Oh,
to
yeah.
anybody. But yeah, and I felt bad because the tour guide, like I'm standing there at the front of the group, and I'm just like tears coursing down my face, like
Yeah.
got tissues and stuff. And I'm sure I'm probably not the first person to cry on his tour, but I don't know. I felt kind of. I shouldn't feel bad because it's empathy is what it is, and
Yeah.
and sympathy. It's just, man. But yeah, at the end of the tour, one more little stab in the heart on the way out. So he talked specifically about Dresden and the bombing of Dresden, because Dresden was like a cultural center for Germany, and it was like the place of art. It was like this really just elaborate, beautiful city, and it was bombed. And my grandparents fled Dresden as it was bombed. And my
Yeah.
my grandma, had this fur coat with like artillery fire burns in it because they were like
Yeah.
fleeing war. And it's just crazy to think about. And like, yeah, that was my grandparents that you're talking about right now. And I can't believe that they managed to survive and make it across to a different country. And thank God that they're not here today to see the atrocities that are being committed. But
Yeah.
there was one like really sweet story that he ended on, which was also a fucking gut punch. It was about these German soldiers that like they were in charge of transferring some prisoners of war from one concentration camp to another. So they just like,
Okay.
grabbed them and were leading them off to a different place. And I don't know, they got bored halfway through or something. And they were like, we don't really need to take them. Like, let's just lock them in this building and leave them to die. So they
Okay.
did that. They locked like all these Jewish people in a big warehouse and just like left them. And then days later,
Yeah.
a couple other German soldiers come across and open the doors, and everyone's like cowering in fear, like, oh my God, they're about to kill us. And the guy asks, like, do you guys need help? And he was actually like one of the good guys, I guess, like one of the soldiers who was like, I'm not going to stand here and watch this shit happen. So he like opened the warehouse, opened the doors, and freed everybody. And the lady said, and he's been like one of the refugees in there. She was like, yeah, that guy opened the door of the warehouse and let us out, and he's been opening doors for 50 years for me because we got fucking married after that.
Oh.
I was a mess by the end of that tour. And then I talked to the tour guide afterward. I was like, sorry, I'm crying everywhere on your tour, but like, this is a lot. And my grandparents lived through that, and it just is a stab to the heart. But what a happy anniversary we had.
Woo! Sounds like a great time.
It was on. It was. I don't want to say I had fun because that's a sick way to put it, but like,
yeah,
it was a good day full of like.
But I mean, you still learned, and learning is fun.
Yeah, I love learning.
Experiencing is fun.
Yes, and like the pure rage that both of the tour guides had, like they both got so passionate and fired up, and like just talking about, you know, all the shit that's happened in New Orleans and in America and in Germany, and just like seeing how, like being able to see the passion firsthand and know that like there's still good people out there. Like you see it on your phone all the time, but to be face to face with someone who's like, we're fucking fighting, and to be there with a lawyer who came from another country who's here to help people, like it just really renewed my faith in humanity. So it was a good time.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. That's all I know about that.
All right. You wanna get into this stuff here?
Yeah, I do. I want to hear about your foot.
Well, let's do it.